Can the Akaso camera use a wireless mic setup? Let's find out. Hey, what's up YouTube world? It's Ryan from Riding in Style. And as I continue on this journey of learning how to use my camera equipment that I've recently purchased, I found I've been doing a lot of research online, a lot of videos that show this one action camera is called the Akaso. And as I showed in my last video, it's kind of a budget action camera. You know, there are the GoPros and the DJIs, and those will run you, a few $100s. But in my last video, I showed this one here. This is called the Akaso Brave 4. It's a 4K. I think it's like 30 FPS resolution type thing. But it's a real budget camera. It was on sale for maybe 80 bucks, maybe $70. I'm not even sure. And it came with a bunch of accessories, like the standard GoPro mounts and whatnot. So I was looking into different action cameras. Now, one of the big issues that a lot of people had that discourage others from buying this brand of cameras, the Akaso, is that it did not have the capability to use an external mic aside from the one that they sell, which is this one right here. Now, the Brave 4 uses a micro USB, which also causes another challenge, and that's probably why it's so affordable. It's always on sale. There are new models since then. There's the Brave 7 and 7 LE. I actually have both of those coming in as an upgrade to this one here. There's also a Brave 8, but the issue is that Akaso has made it where you could only use their external microphone, and it's wired, as you can see. With the Brave 4, you would also need one of these extenders to go from a USB-C to a micro USB. And if you don't use their wired mic, you don't have an option really for a wireless microphone system where you could just hook up a receiver. So that's discouraged, I'd want to say, thousands of people based on reviews that chose not to buy this camera for that one, I'm going to call it a major flaw. Because otherwise you're going to be tethered to your camera by the length of this external lavalier microphone. And most people today like the convenience of being able to move around and do different things. So today I'm going to test and see if this camera, the Bravo 4, is in fact able to record audio using an external microphones. Let's find out. So here you see on the side is the micro USB charger port there. And so this one here is a micro USB to a Type-C, which would be required. They do sell an external mic with a micro USB. They actually sent me the wrong one, which is okay, because I'm probably going to end up using this one for the Bravo 7 and 7 LE, which does take a USB-C. And this one here uses the 3.5 millimeter, again, with a micro USB. I'm sorry, that is a USB-C adapter. So this here will be clutch if any of these will work. So right now I got this little remote that came with the camera. And so as you can see, I have the camera here plugged in with the USB-C adapter, and I'm going to try to do just an audio with the lapel mic that comes, or you can get as an accessory for the camera, and that has basically been the mic that everyone's been limited to all this time. So I'm going to try and just get an audio sample of what that looks like. Okay, so this is the Akaso lapel mic hooked up to the Brave 4 with the USB-C to micro USB adapter. Again, if you have the Brave 4, then that's what you would need. However, I'm doing this video because I'm gonna also do another one when the Brave 7 LE come in, and those come with a micro USB. I'm sorry, I keep getting those mixed up. It comes with a USB-C port already, so you won't need the adapter. But this is just me doing an audio test using the accessory Akaso lapel mic that you can purchase. The only drawback on this one is that it is wired, and most people are under the impression that this is all you have. This is the only option you have. So I'm just making this short video to show you if it's possible to consider other brand microphones, maybe a shotgun microphone or maybe wireless. So that's what we're going to do today while I'm using this little remote to see if it works. The next microphone I'm going to use is more like a shotgun style that I got from this vlogging kit that came with a light and everything. I'm going to hook this up to the camera using the adapter for the 3.5 millimeter port here. And as you can see, this one actually needed both adapters, the micro to the type C here, and then the type C to the 3.5 millimeter there. So now we're going to do a test, recording some audio with the Akaso Brave 4 using a shotgun style mic. Again, this video is just to see if it's possible. Okay, so now this is more of a vlogging style microphone, I guess a shotgun style, and I'm not sure if it's picking up any audio right now as I'm recording this, but if it is, then that means that it is possible to use an external microphone that isn't the Akaso brand. There was a video that came out a little while ago that it looked like there was a prototype where these cameras were just made to function with their own accessories and nothing else. So that was what was discouraging people, like I mentioned earlier, from purchasing this type of camera. However, this video may cause people to realize that it's possible if it's actually recording right now. And I'm doing a little bit extra chatter just to get a good sound, see how it turns out with the sound, doing a good sound test here. So again, this is with a shotgun mic. I don't even know the brand of this mic, to be honest with you, but it's more the principle of seeing if it's possible to use a different brand and a different style of microphone with the Akaso. Okay, and lastly, I am going to be using this wireless setup, which is the receiver and a transmitter. Again, plugging this into the USB-C port there and seeing if it will pick up any audio or if the audio will just shut off altogether. Let's see how it works. Okay, so now this is, I believe, the test we've all been waiting for to see if the receiver plugged into the Akaso Brave 4 using the adapter to the USB-C to the micro USB is able to provide any type of wireless connection. As you can see here, I'm using the wireless mic, lapel mic, with the receiver hooked up to the camera. And again, I don't know if it's recording right now. The lights on this microphone is just blinking between red and green. So I don't know if that means it's looking for a signal or if it's working. I'm gonna pause this and double check the quality and to see if any audio was in fact being. And take 2. So I realized that as I was testing this mic that I was pretty close to the camera, and I don't know if that does it any justice. So I decided to move up the stairs, probably about 20 feet away, and one, to test out the range of this remote, and 2, just to get a better idea of the quality of this microphone. It is blinking red and green, so I'm going to see if it picked up and how the quality is being. Okay, so I'm trying the shotgun mic. I'm talking at a very low volume, And I'm not sure if it's really picking anything up or if it's just going to be the microphone. See, I mean, I won't be able to really do a good test because this is already fully extended. So it's hard to really test and know if the microphone's picking anything up from here or if it's just the internal microphone off of the camera. So that, unfortunately, might just be another drawback with trying to do one of these. And here I am again talking into the Akaso microphone, and I'm not sure if it's any different from the one that I just tested. I'm trying to talk directly into the mic and not at a high volume, just to try to eliminate the internal microphone picking me up versus this one. And again, the cord on this it's only about maybe 4 or 5 feet long, so you're not going to get a whole lot of distance between you and the camera if this is what's really picking up the microphone, which is what caused a lot of problems, or as a limiting factor to discourage people from in fact buying this microphone. So this is basically. So yes, I realized that after I was testing out the mics in more like a hallway, that it was probably just picking up my voice through the internal microphone in the camera. I understand that. I wasn't sure if there are any adapters hooked up to the camera, if it would shut off the internal microphone and only accept a feed from the external microphone, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. So unfortunately, whatever audio was picked up, my conclusion is that it probably did come from the internal camera. And I'm saying that even with the Akaso microphone, because I want to say that only the one with the micro USB fitting will actually work in the Brave 4. I don't think the adapter with the Type C will work even in its own brand. I actually believe that those are limited to the cameras that actually have a Type C fitting to it. So with all that said, I want to say that it seems like your Akaso camera is going to be limited to whatever port that it takes, whether it be a micro USB or a Type C. So while I'm all set up doing this test, I decided to do a bonus test, and that is to see if the Akaso lapel mic will work with another device. So I am recording this video now on my cell phone. It's a Samsung Galaxy phone, and I'm just trying out the lapel mic for the Akaso Brave 4 with the Type C port. So we'll see how that works. And as you can see, there was no difference in the audio by using the Akaso brand microphone on my phone, which basically means it doesn't work only on its own camera that has that specific port. And now I'm being notified from my phone that I'm recording the audio through the USB microphone, so that means that this is probably in fact working better than it did on the camera. With all the adapters that I use on the Akaso that seem to not work, it seems like it's working on my cell phone. So the last test I'm going to do on this is going to be hooking up the wireless receiver to my phone and then talking through that mic, and we'll see how that turns out. Another difference that I just noticed is as I was doing the test on the camera on the Akaso using this wireless mic, if you remember me mentioning a couple of times that the light on the mic was blinking red and green, and right now as I looked at it, it's actually a solid green. So basically it wasn't working with the Akaso because it was trying to connect and it wasn't connected. But here, as soon as I plugged the receiver into my cell phone and the microphone was powered on, it instantly turned a solid green. It wasn't flashing red and green, and that makes me believe that now it's picking up the audio as I'm talking now through this wireless microphone. So the conclusion of this entire test means that the limiting factor is, of course, in fact, the Akaso brand as not allowing different types of external microphones to be used, especially in the wireless realm, where I believe a lot of customers are left wanting more because we don't want to be limited to being tethered to our camera. So I'm going to end this test here, and then I'm going to add my closing comments for this video. And now I'm just recording off of the regular phone internal mic. And overall, I want to say that the Akaso camera brand, I haven't gotten the 7 or the 7LE yet. Full disclosure, I am going to be not using this Brave 4 anymore once they come in. As the 7 has some upgrades. It seems like the 7LE came out first as like a version 2, and then the Brave 7 came out afterwards as like a version 3, which seems kind of strange to me, because normally you would have like a, let's just say, a Brave 7, and then the add-on would be called something like the 7LE, followed by the 7XL, or something like that, versus being in reverse. But anyway, overall, I think the quality of the video that you get with the Akaso camera, based on my limited experience and some reviews that I've seen online, is it's good for the price. It's a good action camera on a budget if you're just getting started and you don't feel like dropping $300 to $500 on the unparalleled type of picture and audio quality. Even with the GoPros, there's a limiting factor there as well. You do need to buy the media mod. That's a different type of case for your camera, just to hook up an external mic, and that's another, I think it's like $80 added on to the cost of an already expensive camera. But those are things to consider, is how much do you want to invest or spend in getting the things that you want. For this brand, again, as today's video basically just brings us all back to square one, but it's an updated video. I wasn't able to find any type of external mic mods for the Akaso all this time, so they have not come out with something for us to use. Akaso, if you're listening, if you're watching this video by any chance, any kind of representative from the company, do everyone a solid. I think you will have a tremendous spike in sales in client base, because a lot of people do want that hands-free wireless where you're not tied to your phone or your camera, you're not connected to your camera, that type of flexibility and freedom. If you're able to do that, I would say things will go well. Things will go well. Maybe you already am working on it in a future camera, in a future, model that we don't know about yet. Maybe we just have to be patient. But I think after a few years, especially in line with all the other cameras that have been doing this for already years, I think it's about time to step it up. So that way we can all benefit from having that freedom of not being stuck within a 5-foot range of our cameras. That's all I'm saying. Thank you all for watching this video. This is Ryan from Riding in Style.